Greetings, studio scrappers. Okay, I have a confession to make. I am not creative at all. I know, hard to believe, isn't it? Because the pages that I create in Studio J are so beautiful. But the thing is that close to my heart makes it so easy for me. I don't have to be super creative to make stunning pages in Studio J. But I will tell you a little secret, and that secret is I am a Scraplifter. I know. It's like shocking, isn't it? But I am. I really am. And here's what I do. If you haven't seen the new Spring Summer Idea book, you absolutely must. So here I am on my website, and if you come over here on the right side, it says View the Spring Summer Idea book. So we're going to go ahead and do that. When you get online, you can flip through the idea book just like you would if you had a paper copy. Now, if you want a paper copy, let me know because I have plenty. And so what I do is as I come through the book, so here I'm going to zoom in, and that will allow you to read. Like here's a message from Jeanette. They're always very inspiring. But I come over here and I tell you, this is not called an idea book for nothing. This catalog gives you tons of ideas. So let's say I wanted to recreate this page. All I'd have to do is simply purchase the materials and copy or scraplift this entire layout, and then I would be completely happy. And the thing that I find about scraplifting is that none of your family or friends are going to know that you copied this layout from the idea book. And the ones that do know, your scrappy, crafty friends, they're not going to care because they're going to do the same thing too. So I highly recommend scraplifting, and not just from the idea book, although let me show you something really fun here as I flip through until we get to the Sweetheart paper, because I love this paper packet. So here I have, let's say that I want to copy this layout. I want to scraplift this layout. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to come over here and take a closer look at this layout, and notice at the bottom of the layout, it tells me that this is Magic Lovely Assistant. So I can open up my Magic how-to book and turn to the page that has the Lovely Assistant layout, and it will give me the cutting instructions and the pattern. It just makes it absolutely foolproof. And if you are a card maker, you can do the same thing. So here's a card, and this is from the Wishes how-to book, and the layout is the merry-go-round card. Okay, so knowing that I want to use this Sweetheart paper, I have to come up with an idea. Well, once again, Close to My Heart has done it for me. I can come to the Studio J splash page and see this gorgeous layout, and I think, yes, I want to scraplift this layout. And the thing that I love about scraplifting is I always learn something new. So I went into Studio J. Let me hide my thumbnails. There you go. And I copied the layout. So this is exactly like the layout on our splash page. Save that I added some black mats behind my photos simply because the pink in her dress is very different than these pinks. So I wanted to draw the attention away from that a little bit and not make the photos blend into the page as much. And then of course I changed the title to fit this particular layout. So, and isn't it cute? Okay, so let me tell you what I learned here. So first of all, on the stickies, I learned that when I have my stickies, and I'm going to expand that a little bit, if I right click and send to back, nothing happens. It will not go behind this piece of paper. And so what I have to do instead is I just need to draw my crop tool up, and then I'm simply going to crop that stickies so that it looks like it is behind that piece of paper. Okay, when in actuality I just cut it off. Okay. The other thing that I learned is that I've never been really good with embellishments. Like, some people can see it and they can do these cute little clusters. Nah, I'm not so good at that. So I love Scraplifting because it gives me some ideas. It helps me think of ways to cluster not only my stickies but then my metal embellishments such as my brads. And you'll notice that it also gives me a visual triangle. So I've got the dark brads up here, I've got the dark brads up here, and then it comes down here. So it gives me that visual triangle that takes me back to my focal photo. And so then I've got a nice little cluster down here as well. The other thing that I noticed, let me take you back to the original. So I was looking at this stickies, and when you actually bring in the stickies, let me move over to, I just have to let it load in a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go to my borders. And when I drag this onto my actual layout, and you'll notice that, oops, there it is. So it's a 12-inch border, but I could have cropped it to make it smaller, but if I crop it to make it the size that it is on that original layout, I lose the design. So I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to keep the design, but I want to make it smaller. So I'm actually going to resize until it is about the height that I want it to be. And I think, let's see, this says 44%. I think I had it down to 42%. Okay, so now it's the size that I want it, but clearly it is not long enough. So I'm just going to copy and paste, and then I will drag it out so that it is the right width. And then again, as always, I can use my arrow keys to nudge it in place. And then if I want to move it, again, I select one side and hold down my Shift key and select the other side. And now I'm able to move this, both pieces, to wherever I want on either page. Okay, so that is, let me go ahead and delete that. That's a really great way to modify the look of your stickies. So simply by scraplifting, I learned a really great tip. Now let me show you another scrap lift that I did quite a while ago. This is when Passages first came out, and I remember that when Studio J had their splash page up, and a lot of the consultants, we were all asking each other, where did they get this pattern paper? We wanted to know how to make this. So I decided to scrap lift. Again, I learned some great things. I learned that you can put a tag behind a photo, and so you just have a portion of it sticking out. And I also, again, was playing around with the clustering. But the great thing is that I learned that you can create your own pattern paper simply by using text boxes. So for instance, here is a text box, using the typewriter font. I edit the text, and you can see that it is this text right here that I rotated to be on its side. And so let me click off of that. So that was the play. I changed the color. So then I had this adventure text. Again, changed the color. I could rotate it if I wanted. Where here, I'll grab this laugh, edit the text. So there's the laugh text, and notice that that text is also behind the little stickies tag. And so I just kept doing that, turning it, changing the colors, changing the sizes so that I could create my own pattern paper. Now, how cool is that? I would never have figured that out had I not Scraplifted. So, from me to you, I hope that you will take advantage of all the amazing artists out there, especially the close to my heart artists in Studio J and in our idea book, because you will impress your friends and family with your beautiful layouts, and you'll learn some great tricks so that the next time you log on and you create something on your own, you're going to have tons of ideas to draw from. So that was my little quick tip for today, and happy scrap lifting!